Hello, my name is Matthew Peart, and like many of you who are watching this video, I've been playing Lorcana for a long time now. I started playing back towards the middle end of set 1. I fell in love with the game. I've been playing it ever since, and I've now gotten to the point to where I've been able to play at the highest level. I've been super blessed and fortunate to have friends and now teammates who have been able to go to these events with me, who've been able to test and practice together and work extremely hard, honestly, to be able to make day 2s and top cuts at some Disney Lorcana challenges and other smaller local events as well. I was the 11th seed going to top cut at Fort Worth, unfortunately lost in top 64, and then most recently at DLC Indianapolis, I made it to day 2 with a 6-2 record and was able to win 3 of my games during day 2. So I ended up with a 9-3 record. I was able to tie top 64 in points and get a Simba promo. This video isn't about my own personal accomplishments or achievements though, or even my love for the game, because I do love Lorcana so much. I've wanted to make YouTube videos about Lorcana for a long time now, and it's very unfortunate that my hand, I feel, has been forced to make this my first YouTube video about Lorcana, because this is an issue that I'm now very passionate about, and I feel that it is an issue that needs to have awareness brought to it. I need to call upon the community, call upon my fellow players, my friends, and also my judges who are judging these events, and Ravensburger, who are making and enforcing these rules. We all need to step up as a community. We have a huge cheating problem in Lorcana. Now, when I say cheating, it's very important, I think, to define the terms here. This is a player who is playing unfairly, breaking the rules with intent, to do it on purpose, premeditated, or even in the moment they decide that something advantageous they can get away with, they're going to do it. Now, I know that plenty of people make mistakes, and my best advice, if you're not a cheater, is if you make a mistake, as soon as either you or your opponent catches it, call the judge and go through with everything the way that it's supposed to be done. Unfortunately, though, this can't solve a lot of problems with intentional cheating. At this last event in Indianapolis, during 2 of my rounds against Alberto Garcia first in, I believe it was round 3, and then against Rafi in round 10 of day 2. They were both playing Ruby Sapphire items with Oswald, and during the first game against Alberto Garcia and during the third game against Rafi, I caught both of them with an extra card in hand that they were not supposed to have. I did all the math, called the judge. Both times the judge came and was like, yes, there's an extra card here. And again, like, mistakes can happen. You might accidentally find an extra card. I don't know how that could happen. Maybe someone will play a Demona and think that I'm supposed to draw 3 off of this when it's really up to 3 in hand. Like, things like that can be a brain fart in the moment, right? That are understandable. But these are players that have won Golden Mickeys, that have played at the highest level. Rafi most recently got, I believe, top 4 at Dortmund, and Alberto Garcia has made multiple top cuts during the Season 1 DLCs. So for certain players, there is no excuse anymore, and you can't excuse this as a simple error. When they've played at the highest level, they need to be held to a higher standard. So the whole point of me bringing this up is first to run through what happened, and honestly, it's to equip all of you guys to protect yourselves, because at the end of the day, these guys getting caught once isn't enough. If they get caught once in an event like what happened to me, they're going to give him a warning, and then we're going to finish playing the game. And if he cheats and wins the game, he gets to move on and have a chance, and that's exactly what happened. We played. Once they discovered he had an extra card, they did an investigation, they asked him questions, they asked me questions. They decided that they couldn't prove he was a cheater, and so we had to keep playing the game. And so their resolution was shuffling a random card from his hand back into his deck. There's problems with that. We'll get to that shortly. But what ended up happening was we actually shuffled exactly what he needed to the top of his deck. So because he got cheating, we were able to shuffle item, Tamatoa dime to the top of his deck. Most people only play 1 lucky dime in the red-blue. I didn't look at his exact list. He didn't make top cut, so that information isn't public to me. But he's either on 1 or 2 dimes, and the only way he wins that game is finding his Tamatoa and his dime before I could win. And yeah, he shuffled exactly what he needed to the top, which I did cut. Obviously, he didn't stack his deck and put what he needed on top. But the point is, he had an extra card. This is a player that's played at the highest level, and the resolution to shuffle a random card back in just wasn't enough. Because even if we were shuffling a card back in, my problem is that he gained information from this extra card he saw, and it brought him closer to future cards, and we don't even know when he got this extra card. He could have sneakily taken it during his mulligan second part after he sent cards back to draw new ones. He could have taken this with a draw for turn any of his 3 first turns, because I caught him going into my turn 4. I was on the play. It was the end of his turn 3. It could have been at any point during the game. And I also think that he's playing a complicated deck, Ruby Sapphire. And I don't want to bunny trail too much here, but that is a deck that has a lot of triggers with Oswald, with workshops and coils. And so against an unknowing or unsuspecting player, there's plenty of times where they would be distracted or not paying attention, or he's using abilities and drawing cards, and he could easily slip in an extra draw. And if you aren't counting how many cards that this player has in their inkwell and in their hand every single turn, it's going to be impossible to tell if they've cheated or not. And so my problem is that he got extra information. We don't know when he got it. We don't know what card it is. So how come he gets that extra knowledge, that extra information of being a card deeper into his deck, and I don't get anything to like compensate for that? Like, my uncle and I were talking about it. Him and I play on the same team together, and in Magic, in a similar circumstance, you would get to do a Thoughtseize effect, which basically means that you get to look at their hand now because they've had extra information, and you get to choose which card gets shuffled in, or even put on the bottom of the deck and not shuffled, which personally I think that makes even more sense because they were never supposed to have that card, and the deck is supposed to be in the order tin. So when you take a random card, it could not be the card they've taken, and you're shuffling the deck, which is changing the entire game. So a much better resolution should be to be able to look at their hand, and you gain information since they have, and choose what goes in the bottom of the deck and not shuffle it. But that is for Ravensburger to reflect upon, because the judges cannot change the rules, they can only enforce them. And honestly, I appreciate every single judge that we have working at these events. A lot of them are volunteer and they pay to travel to these things. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and I can't blame you for making the correct ruling according to the rules you've been given, which is why these rules need to be changed, especially during a day 2 where thousands of dollars on the line, because I ended up going 9-3, which is 1 point shy of an Elsa, and that card is worth multiple $1,000s. A Nationals invite is worth at least a couple hundred, if not $1,000 for the promo you get, and chances for more. And potentially winning a playmat, a Golden Mickey, a Worlds invite. Like, basically the potential to make upwards of $20,000 to $30,000 were taken from me in that moment and given to someone who had an extra card that they weren't supposed to have. And in my opinion, I would assume that how can this be an accident? If you've been top 4 to DLC, you've won a Golden Mickey, you've qualified for Nationals in Europe, how are you going to play at that level and then play against me and have an extra card in your hand and think that's acceptable? Like, even if that is an accident, there needs to be harsher consequences for this, because we're playing for thousands and thousands of dollars here. You can't have an extra card in your hand. So I know mistakes happen all the time, and like I've said, if you ever make a mistake and you're an honest player, catch it, call a judge on yourself, have it resolved correctly. But as players, we need to pay better attention, because this is the issue right here. This is the main point of this video, guys, is that he had no warnings prior to this game. So when I caught him, he got 2 warnings. One of them was for the extra card. I don't know what the other one was. The judges never told me. But a third warning is a DQ. So if at any point during the 9 rounds prior to our game, if someone had caught him cheating, he would have been DQ'd and I would have won the game. But because no one had caught him to that point, he was able to get away with it. And this doesn't travel between tournament to tournament. So he's done this. Now he can go to the next tournament he's going to play in. Same for Alberto Garcia and any of these other players. There are plenty of known cheaters throughout the community. I don't need to name drop everybody, but Alberto Garcia and Rafi are the 2 that I played against. These guys can get caught twice and then stop cheating, do whatever they're going to do in the tournament, and then go to the next tournament and do the exact same thing. As long as they don't get their 3rd warning, they're never going to get DQ'd, they're never going to get a game loss. So this is a serious problem, and it's unfortunately on us, the players, to catch them, because these are the rules that Ravensburger has decided to enforce. I don't agree with them, but as a community, we need to be paying attention. This is how you count how many cards that they're supposed to have. You start with 7. If they're on the draw, they draw for turn, so you need to count every draw for turn, and that's how many cards they have. And then you need to count their inkwell, the cards they've played, and the cards in their discard. If the math doesn't add up, call a judge. Just call a judge. Because if the math doesn't add up, something is wrong, and whether accidentally or intentionally, they have drawn an extra card. Now, like I said, you can't assume everyone's a cheater, right? But these 2 are known, amazing top-level players, and I've heard from many people that they both have a history of similar things happening in previous events. Like, I know Alberto Garcia was DQ'd from CCS 25K because he had marked sleeves. So these problems, we can't assume it's an accident or it's cheating, but with certain players who have a history of cheating, I feel like that needs to be taken into account. Event to event, they shouldn't be able to just get 2 warnings and then keep playing. Like, if they have a history of cheating over and over again, there needs to be harsher consequences, and it needs to be taken into consideration. So The point of all this is to say, as a player, pay attention, because if someone cheats against you and you catch them, they might still win the game, and that's very unfortunate. But down the line, they might play against your friend, or they might play against someone like me who has spent hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars to travel to these events, and all this time and energy and passion and effort, and they cheat, and because they haven't been caught yet, they get away with it. Versus if someone had already caught him, if you catch a cheater and they get away with it, then maybe during day 2 or top cut, they get caught again and get DQ'd, and if you hadn't caught them, they don't. So I'm calling us together as a community, pay attention, please pay attention for these cheaters, or these people who are even making mistakes. Because even if you make the same mistake 2 or 3 times, that's on you for not paying attention, and you deserve to be disqualified. You deserve to get a game loss, whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, we are playing for thousands of dollars here, and I love this game. I want to have fun. I'm not trying to say that if you're playing this game, you have to take every single part about it seriously and be miserable. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that people are going to try to take advantage of you. There are way more cheaters in this game than you would think. It is a huge problem, and that is because this game is new. They have come from other TCGs they've been playing for years or decades, like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, etc., that they've been caught cheating in, and it's easier to cheat in this game, so they're going to play this game and they're going to cheat. So this is a warning to the community. Please do not allow yourself to be cheated. Pay attention, put the work in, not just for yourself, but for everyone, for every player out there. That way, we can make it a lot harder for these players to cheat. We can protect ourselves and protect each other. So please, as a community, come together with me and let's catch these guys and not allow them to continue to get away with this. To the cheaters, I want to say this as well. If you weren't cheating and you made an honest mistake, this is mostly for you, Rafi. If you weren't cheating and you made an honest mistake, brother, next time we play, I'll give you the full benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to go into it expecting you to cheat again and hating you as a person or anything like that. Just please play honest, play fair. If I lose honestly, it's a good game and I can accept it. But if I lose because an extra card was drawn that wasn't supposed to be and the deck got shuffled into exactly what is needed, that's a different story and I can't accept that. So if you aren't cheating, then I do apologize for getting upset and for everything that happened, although I do still think the outcome of what happened was wrong. But if you are cheating, and to all the cheaters out there, this is a warning. We are going to start paying more attention. We are going to call the judge on you. And if you continue to cheat, you will eventually get caught and you will get DQ'd and hopefully eventually banned. So stop cheating. If you don't, we're going to catch you. As a community, we are going to come together and we are going to catch you, and you are going to be rooted out of this game, which is an amazing game that does not deserve to be infested by scumbag cheaters like you. So for everyone who's watching this video and is with me, thank you so much for hearing me out. I do want to say I'm a sponsored player, and this does not only affect me, but it affects my teammates and my sponsor, but I'm speaking for myself here. Everything I've said in this video does not reflect the company that has sponsored me or any of my teammates. So quick disclaimer there, but this affects all of us. So please, let's come together as a community and let's fix this, because we can't force Ravensburger to do anything, but if we put this effort in, hopefully people will see what's happening and more people will begin to share this and begin to join the movement to protect ourselves and protect each other, and hopefully that can make a big enough splash that Ravensburger and that Disney can actually see what's happening and see our effort and do something about it. So this game is new. We have a huge influence over it right now. Like the way we react to these things, the amount of DLCs we go to, you know, all these things matter a lot. And our voices do matter. One voice might be too quiet to be heard, but if we all come together, we can make a difference. So I don't need to go on any further with this. I appreciate you all for watching, and I hope to make more Lorcana content in the future. Once again, it's very unfortunate that this is what I had to come to YouTube for, but I want you all to be protected against these cheaters. I want us to protect each other. What happened to me is an absolute tragedy, and I do not want it to ever happen to anyone else again. I was considering quitting the game right then and there, not even playing it out for the Simba. I was so devastated and so heartbroken. I was crying in the bathroom for like 10 minutes, and I finally was able to pull myself together and keep playing. But you can understand the devastation and the impact this can have. I never want anyone else to have to go through that, and unfortunately, unless we put the effort in and we make the difference, it will continue to happen to people. So I'm going to end it here. At the end of the day, it's on us, guys. We have to do something about this. So thank you all for watching. Good luck at your next tournament. Good luck at your next DLC. I hope to see you there and play a fair and fun game, because at the end of the day, that's what this game is all about. A fair and fun game where the winner is decided within the rules by playing the game fairly and fun. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon.